Vortex viewers are invited to a special taping with Michael Voris and Canadian broadcaster Michael Koren at the Detroit studios of RealCatholicTV.com on Tuesday, June 14th at 7 p.m. Michael Voris was a guest on Michael Koren's Canadian TV show a couple of months ago and has now authored a provocative book entitled Why Catholics Are Right. So join the two Michaels right here in our studio for what is sure to be a spirited and lively taping, as well as book signing opportunity. For further details, click on the link. Hello and welcome to today's edition of Catholic News Roundup. I'm Matthew McAuliffe. Detroit priest defies bishop. The celebrant of a controversial liturgy has openly defied his bishop, both by his comments and his actions, after a letter was issued last week by the Archbishop of Detroit forbidding clerics to attend or even take part in a heretical conference and liturgy hosted by the American Catholic Council. Father Bob Worm, a retired Detroit priest, not only attended the conference, he led the liturgy. A representative of the Archdiocese says there will be a review of the events that took place because there were several serious liturgical abuses. Father Worm confidently says he felt good about what he did and that he does not believe the Archbishop will punish him. Women ordained in Maryland. 4 women have openly defied church teaching and tradition by trying to take holy orders. NPR reports the women say they know they are breaking the church law, which states that a baptized male alone receives sacred orders validly, and that they don't care because they are breaking what they call an unjust law. One of the women ordained is the estranged mother of 2 children who left her family because she says she felt called to the priesthood. Since 2002, they claim to have ordained over 100 women to the priesthood, but in fact, no sacrament has taken place since their ordination is invalid. Homosexual judge prompts hearing. Pro-marriage lawyers in California are demanding a reversal of the ruling that Proposition 8 was unconstitutional because the judge who made the decision is a homosexual. The former Chief Judge of State, Vaughn Walker, put a ban on the proposition which made same-sex marriage unlawful, but recently admitted to being in a homosexual relationship himself for the past 10 years. The lawyers point out he should have recused himself from the decision because both he and his partner stand to gain from the outcome. What could be an unprecedented hearing is scheduled for next week that could result in the reopening of the case that prompted the homosexual judge's original ruling. You can read the full article on our resource page by clicking on the link right outside the screen. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a few seconds.
Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by NewOxfordReview.org, the voice of Catholic Orthodoxy, in print and on the web, and RenewAmerica.com, expanding the influence of America's grassroots in the cause of freedom.
Documentary depicts assisted suicide. According to reports from the UK, the British Broadcasting Corporation is producing a documentary on assisted suicide, showing the death of a man who decides to poison himself. The production, which aired earlier this week, shows food company tycoon Peter Smedley choking to death on a camera while begging for water, after which the narrator describes the scene as a happy event. Terry Pratchett says he hopes his video will change the British government's mind on its laws against assisted suicide. Smedley's death is the first one to be aired on television in the United Kingdom, and his wife did not want to discuss her husband's death when she was asked for a comment a few days ago. Abortion at any age. Killing children in the womb is encouraged for youngsters in Ontario, Canada. LifeSite News says kids as young as 12 can get free abortions without a parent's consent or knowledge, and by law, abortion clinic staff can and will cover up for them if parents call asking the whereabouts of their child. While these clinics express pride for what they call their services, pro-life group Campaign Life Coalition Youth calls it a sex abuser's dream because they can impregnate as many young girls as they want and cover it up with free abortions. Or abortuaries even advertise with pride the confidential nature of their services. I'm Matthew McAuliffe. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure and tune in tomorrow for your daily dose of Catholic News Roundup right here on RealCatholicTV.com. And be sure to check out the Vortex today, where Michael talks about truth and the end of America. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure and tell all your friends about us. And as always, God bless.
Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by PewSitter.com, your online Catholic newspaper for the third millennium, CatholicMediaCoalition.org, in line with the Church, online with the world.
And TheAmericanCatholic.com, politics and culture from a Catholic perspective.